poppin', everybody? I can't believe I'm saying this, but today is the last day of 2025. Tomorrow will be 2026. And there's only one more week left of NFL regular season football. We have made it to week 18. Crazy enough to even say it, but we're here. And then playoffs start next week. I can't believe it, but that's how it goes sometimes. Anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment your thoughts, and let's get down to business. Only 2 days of NFL football, no Thursday or Monday Night Football, and they have always done this for the last week because a lot of these matchups, well, let's just say they're kind of pointless. But a lot to still kind of go over because there are some significant matchups that do have some sort of meaning, including the two that are on Saturday. First off, we have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The winner of this series, as you would think, could win the division. And that's the case if Carolina ends up winning. But if Tampa Bay ends up winning, that could shake up everything. Tampa Bay, you would think, oh, they win the division easily. But no. If the Falcons win this week, the Carolina would still go to the playoffs because of a three-way tie. They would all end up being 8-9, and with it being a three-way tie and records, Carolina would still go. As of right now, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this one because I feel like they do have the more experience. However, I will say that Carolina still ends up going to the playoffs. But again, I'll go over that later. And that's why I'm saying that Atlanta will beat Atlanta, who always goes on a late season run, they're going to beat the Saints. Then we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers for the other huge game. Basically, the winner of this game gets the 1 seed. Pretty obvious that it's either going to be Seattle or San Francisco. This is the battle for who's going to be the 1 seed. Or the first wildcard spot. Between these two, it's going to be a very hard one, a very difficult one to determine. I think San Francisco has been playing so hot. I think Seattle's defense is outstanding. You got a hot offense versus a great defense, but I'm taking San Francisco. They just look like they're unbeatable right now. They have gotten so hot. Then we go on to Sunday. New Orleans versus Atlanta. I'm taking the Falcons, meaning Carolina will go to the postseason. As much as I think New Orleans has been great, I just think Atlanta will do it for some silly reason. Next up, Cleveland, Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati, another meaningless game that has no meaning. Next up, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay has the 7th seed. They're resting all the starters. Minnesota's on a 4-game winning streak. I think Minnesota's going to win. I don't really think it's any meaning. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. Another meaningless game of 2 eliminated teams. I'm just going to take Dallas because you always seem to kind of pull through in Week 18. They always kind of do that. Don't know why. Then we have the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. If Jacksonville, I think they have to win the division, so I know I'm going to go with Jacksonville, and I know I'm going to go with Houston for both these matchups because if Houston wins and Jacksonville loses, Houston wins the division, Jacksonville becomes a wild card team. So, of course, Jacksonville does need to win this to win the division. So I'm going to pick Jacksonville, and I'm going to pick Houston to win both these games because they obviously have more meaning for those teams. Next up, New York Jets at Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's obviously has a wild card spot. They're playing for nothing. I still think even without Josh Allen most likely not playing, that Buffalo is going to win this one. Next up, Detroit Lions at Chicago Bears. Chicago obviously would either have the 2 seed or the 3 seed depending on what happens between them and Philly. I don't think it really makes a difference. I'm taking Chicago to win anyways because Detroit's done, you know. Los Angeles Chargers and Denver Broncos probably would have been our Sunday Night Football matchup, given that if the Chargers would have won, it would have been between the 2 teams to win that division, but that game is obviously meaningless now. Denver, if they want the 1 seed, that means more for them and the bye, so I'm picking Denver to obviously win this game against the Los Angeles Chargers. Next up, Kansas City Chiefs at Las Vegas Raiders. I feel like Kansas City needs to go off of this season with a bang. Vegas is going to end up with the number 1 overall pick, so I'm taking the Chiefs. And this is Travis Kelce's probably his last game of his career. So it's a sad day for Kansas City, but I feel like going out with a win would make the most sense. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I think we all know the Rams are going to rest their starters. Rams pretty much were the 1 seed. They were the best team. Matthew Stafford's MVP chances are gone. They completely collapsed. I don't think I've ever seen a late season collapse as bad as the Rams. Because Arizona is a terrible team, I'm still going to take the Rams to win this one, but I don't think the Rams are going to win in the first round. They're losing in the first round. Easy call on that one. Next up, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. I think Drake May is now the MVP. He pretty much solidified that last week. And obviously, this is a meaningless game. And if New England does want the 1 seed, they are going to have to win and hope that Denver loses. So I'm taking the Patriots. Then we have the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. If they at least want the 2 seed or the 3 seed, the bye doesn't really make any sense at this point. I'll say Philly does win. I know they're resting all the starters, but because they know it's important to keep them alive for the playoffs. But that's the thing. I'm taking Philly anyways. And then the final game of the regular season is a divisional matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The winner of this game is going to go on and get that last playoff spot and win the division. And as a Packers fan, it kills me to say this, but Baltimore will beat Pittsburgh. This will be Aaron Rodgers. It just seems fitting that the last game of Aaron Rodgers' Packers career was a Sunday Night Football game against Detroit, where they had a heartbreaking loss. And I'm saying the same exact thing. A home game for Pittsburgh. This will be Aaron Rodgers' last game of his NFL career. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that'll be that. So that's that. That's the season. That is the regular season. And we have 3 more weeks of playoffs and a Super Bowl. We got only 4 more videos of the year to go. I just can't believe I'm saying that. This season flew. Anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time. Happy New Year. And I'll see you all in 2026.